Hey guys, it's me Aego here. Hi. Hello. Following the release of the last Muzigae Mansion's matte cushion, a new cushion has been released. They came out with a cushion with a smooth and moist finish. Since the season in Korea is getting colder and drier, I think I tend to find more moist cushions like this. I'm gonna do a really detailed review including introduction, all shade swatch, comparison, various tests, similar shade recommendations, how-tos, etc. Then let's get started. Muzigae Mansion's sleek water cushion, released in a total of 5 shades. Muzigae Mansion is a brand which has that somewhat object-like design like this. The last matte cushion had a really cushion-like design with black, and this time they came out with the same design but in beige. Maybe because the design is so cushion-like, when I press it, it presses softer than expected and the cushion puff is a bit smaller than other regular puffs. The cushion case's material is somewhat like rubber, so the downside is that it can get dirty easily. The cushion was released in the same mesh type as the previously released matte cushion. The formula was really smooth and adhered well to the skin. I really like the adherence that sticks on the skin. When comparing the texture of cushions of the same mesh type, Muzigae Mansion's cushion felt more tacky. Cleo was a slightly more watery and light formula. Personally, I thought Muzigae Mansion had a bit more coverage, perhaps because the formula of it felt a little more tackier. There wasn't much of a difference in coverage, but it seemed to be very subtly slightly more higher. Because of its tackiness, it can be layered, so it was nice to apply it on the area where I wanted more coverage. Since it's not a product with a soft matte finish, there was some smearing, but it was easy to touch up. When I sprayed water, there were water droplets forming, so I thought it might have waterproof function. But when I touched it with my finger, it smeared, so it didn't seem to have a waterproof function. The 5 shades are subdivided into yellow, pink, and neutral tones. I usually use number 23, so I use number 23. It's a neutral tone that is neither too bright nor too dark, so I'm very satisfied with the shade number 23. Now I'm gonna show you the swatch of all the shades, but whenever I do like this reviews of base products, a lot of you guys often ask about the similar shades. So I'll also show you shade comparison between Cleo and Missha BB Cream, which are the most frequently asked. N19 is shade recommended for neutral tones number 17 to 19. When I apply similar shades, Muzigae Mansion seemed to have relatively slightly pinkish tinge. Cleo Laundry seemed to be the most similar shade, and Missha BB Cream number 17 had a very ivory-like tone. Maybe that's why Missha BB Cream felt a little brighter. P21, recommended shade for cool tones number 20 to 21. It looked very similar to N19 and the tone itself is the same, but P21 seemed to be a little slightly more ivory tone. Because it's similar to N19, Cleo Laundry seems good to use, but Cleo seemed to have a lot of pink. In the case of Missha number 21, the tone is the same, but Missha BB Cream seems to have a slightly more yellowish tinge. Muzigae Mansion N19, Cleo Laundry, and Muzigae Mansion P21 looks very similar to each other. In reality, they are very similar, so I think people who use these shades can choose any shade and use it without any problem. Y21. This is a shade recommended for warm tones number 20 to 21 and had a very slightly yellowish tinge. Cleo Linen and Missha number 21 were similar shades, and Cleo feels a little more ivory and Missha feels a little more white. There isn't a big difference, but Cleo and Missha felt a little more brighter. N22, recommended for neutral tones number 22. It's similar to Cleo Linen and Missha number 22, and Missha feels relatively like 0.5 tone darker with a drop of yellow mixed in, while Cleo feels about 0.5 tone brighter. Personally, I thought it was a good shade for a skin tone about perfect number 22. N23. This is a shade recommended for neutral tones number 23 to number 24. I didn't notice it when I applied it alone, but it seemed to have a very slight pinkish feel. I recommend Cleo's Ginger and Missha's number 23. Cleo had a slightly more ivory tone and Missha had a slightly yellow tone. It's similar to each other, but I felt like Cleo was 0.5 tone brighter. Overall, it seems like the shades were released that perfectly matches the skin tone. There's so many base products that a lot of people are looking for, but I just did the shade comparison with the products I have. And usually with the cushion products, you just dip the content into a puff and just dab it on your face when you apply it. Rather than applying like that, I used a puff to take out the content, dab it on the case cap, then sweep it over my face and pat it lightly to create a thin and natural skin look. Since the content came out a lot more than expected, I think it'd be a good idea to just not press it too hard when you take out the content of the cushion on the puff. And it's said that this cushion also have been gone through clinical trials on the durability of makeup cover. This is what it looks like after about 8 hours, and it seemed to have stayed much neater, cleaner than I thought. I was really satisfied because there were no collapse, getting cakey, or getting between the wrinkles at all. Now I'll quickly give you some information that you would be curious about. SPF? Unfortunately, it's non-SPF. SPF. Is this cushion suitable for acne? I looked it up on their official website and unfortunately, there were no such information. What skin type do you recommend it for? It can be used on all skin types, but especially it's recommended for dry skin as it's a moist cushion. Can it be used by students and pregnant women? Possible. How about the scent? It just smells like foundation, but it's not too strong. Actually, my skin condition was so bad for weeks now, and I was very worried about whether if I can express my skin as it was when I applied this cushion. But this cushion actually worked really well on my skin, so I think I was able to do, various tests, show you the swatch, and also give you some recommendations. If you have dry skin and are looking for a cushion that can make your skin texture smoother, more clean than a matte product, this Muzigae Mansion cushion would be great to use. If you have any other Korean cosmetic brands that you wonder and you want to know about, please leave some comments. I'll try to provide more detailed review in the future. So my video is still here. Thank you for watching my video today. Don't subscribe, press the like buttons, and please leave some comments for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.